So can everybody hear me? We're going live in probably about 25 minutes or so for the live stream. Everybody have a good holiday? Everyone excited for the AMA today? Hopefully we'll get some good updates from the team. Definitely sucks that the entire crypto market is down right now. Just more room for increase, I guess, going into the holidays. Thanks, Corey. Yeah, I'm definitely doing pretty good. So it was a nice holiday. Got to sit on my couch eating turkey at home, so it was always nice. And then passing out from the turkey afterwards. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday season with lots of good food. Yeah, definitely a lot of COVID fear out there because it definitely has an impact on markets across the board. Crypto as well as stocks. Hey, thanks for following. I always appreciate new followers and subscribers. So who plans on using their Binance pegged USD to do some Christmas shopping? I have not checked the Jungle Book token. So a lot of times when I go through reviewing of new tokens, the ones that have interesting names like that, the Jungle Book token, I normally skip over those just because they're definitely meme-like, and a lot of the meme ones, I generally skip past those. I look for things that have unique names. Same thing with the news. I've been skipping most of the news because I think everybody's about Inuit out at this point. And I'm in the process right now. I'm just doing the editing for Reflecto. That one should come out later today. I got a weird issue from YouTube when I was setting up these live streams where it said that I had used too many custom thumbnails. And since I hadn't used custom thumbnails since Friday, I don't know what the issue is, but that could prevent me from releasing that if I can't get the custom thumbnails. But as soon as I get through that error, if it continues to happen, then that video will be coming out later today as well. And that might also be an impact for doing the recap videos because they generally use a custom thumbnail. I don't know why YouTube would care about custom thumbnails, but they set a limit on them for some reason. And I've seen some other content creators say the same thing, and I don't know what the limit is for the US, but 0 since Friday. There's some issue with YouTube because I've done, I think on one day I did almost 20 while I was on the road traveling to try to get rid of some of the copyright issues with Saitama, just to make sure I didn't have any channel issues where they locked down my channel for using the Saitama logo. and I didn't have an issue with 20. I want to say it was at least 20 that I had to do for that. And I actually think it was closer to like 40, but I don't remember. It took a while, whatever the number was. And every one of those was a custom thumbnail, so I don't know what the limit is or why I got flagged for a limit right now. But Reflecto token, I should have that review out later today. And then obviously I'll try to do a recap on this one. And I'm not sure what my next, I think I'm doing Lunar token instead of SafeMoon today for the AMA coverage. What's interesting about the Jungle Book token? Yeah, I'll check it out. AMA starts at about 20 minutes from now. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it as well. That's why I generally skip over tokens with, depending on the names. I guess I should take a look at them, but there's a lot of tokens out there with interesting names. I think sometimes the names can impede their growth. Anybody have some interesting Thanksgiving stories? Where are you at that there's a ton of flooding? I was concerned about snowstorms on my way back because there was a potential for snowstorms to impede my ability to get home. Fortunately, that wasn't a problem. Hopefully the flooding isn't too bad. My guess is that Crator's probably going to be December, January timeframe. Yeah, I'm hoping that they talk about that one because I'm really curious to find out more information about Crator. Yeah, I think a lot of the YouTubers that cover EverGrow Coin are all very interested in the Crator, just so we can understand, how to potentially leverage that to help get the word out on our channels. So. I'll be right back. I think I actually got an arm so I can attach this thing to the audio mic to an actual arm. But I hadn't actually checked through the mail packages that came in. I got a lot of stuff coming in for Christmas packages and that kind of stuff. I think one of them might be the boom arm for this thing, so I'll be right back. Is there anybody in the chat that's also interested in using Crator once it gets launched, and how do you plan on using it? So Crator's going to be also their competition for, well, YouTube, to be honest, and then also OnlyFans. So it's going to be a lot of different stuff is what it's supposed to be for. Reflecto's a little bit different than EverGrow, especially with the way that it does its reflections. But I've got my hesitations with it, that's for sure. And I didn't buy into Reflecto, but there's a lot of those type tokens out there, and a lot of times, especially with giving back EverGrow Coin, Cryptor, and Binance Pegged USD, it's just an interesting combination. I'm just not so sold on 20% fees. That's kind of high. So I think Coinbase and Binance both have a certain number of holders you have. Like I think Binance, you have to have like 250,000 people in order to be listed on them. Plus, I think there's a pretty significant listing fee, if I remember correctly, for getting listed on there. Coinbase, I could see them probably early next year. Again, those are the really big platforms, so I think they look for a certain number of holders as part of their process. And even when they decide to list it on Coinbase, or Coinbase decides to actually, try to get them listed, my guess is that it'll take a long time, kind of like what SHIB did. So SHIB took forever to get launched, even after they decided to list it. Oh, sorry about that. I thought I hit the button, but I must have missed. Yeah, so I mentioned a similar thing for Amazon competition, setting up a marketplace that works off of EverGrow. Or I tend to think that you need to have the ability to use multiple. but I like the idea of being able to buy stuff with crypto. I don't know that I would use EverGrow Coin for it unless they get rid of the fees, or at least reduce it down to like 1% or something like that. But I think Shopper.io is effectively kind of that. I think that was I haven't been there in a while, but you can use Shopper.io, and it's kind of like the Amazon Marketplace to use crypto, but there's not a lot of cryptos that are integrated with it right now. But I do like the idea of being able to buy with crypto, but I don't know which crypto. So EverGrow Coin, since it gives you Binance Pegged USD, I'd prefer to use Binance Pegged USD to make those purchases rather than use up my EverGrow. And then, yeah, it was interesting when they were talking about creating market segments or essentially separate companies within the EverGrow umbrella. And that's kind of what Crator is. Initially, I was thinking that they might do something like that, is have different tokens out there. I don't think they're going to go that approach. I think they're just going to go with just the EverGrow Coin. And I'm not sure that how that would work. So there's ecosystems of coin, right? So SHIB is one of those ecosystems of coins where you've got, you know, 3 different one. Symbols, another one where you've got 3 different tokens out there, and they each serve their specific purpose. Whereas one's kind of like a governance token, and one of them never makes any sense what it's there for other than being really expensive, like Leash. I don't know why that one was up in the thousands at one point, but I'm split on, because they don't really offer utility. They're just more tokens. The governance token is some form of utility because it gives you governance rights and voting rights and that kind of stuff, but it divides the token up in a way that I think could hurt it over time if you don't have a specific use for it. And I like the idea of EverGrow Coin specifically increasing in value and then continuing to push those Binance Pegged USD to us as well. Let me go back and make sure that we're not missing the live stream. Sometimes they started a little earlier so we can jump in there, but most of the time they're right on. So now I've got this boom arm installed so I can actually get it a little closer. Is that better? Got to find the right place for it. Okay. Is the volume a little bit better now? No problem. Yeah, so there's the Crator teaser. So we can kind of see what it's going to look like. It looks pretty cool. I like the design so far. All right, now we're just kind of waiting for them to start the live stream. It should be here in the next minute or two. I'll continue to monitor on my phone. It's usually a little bit quicker on my phone. It's the only problem with doing these on Twitter is you can't use the Twitter interface to actually ask questions. And if you have any questions, don't forget to put those in the chat box, and I'll try to ask any questions you all might have. So the team has indicated that they are willing to adjust the rewards. I can see them increasing it as well. They've already adjusted things for liquidity and that kind of stuff, and moving things between marketing and the liquidity portion, as well as the buyback and burn. So I could see them increasing the rewards or increasing the buyback and burn, depending on what's best for the ecosystem. Unfortunately, I don't think it hit its bottom. Yeah, Bitcoin has a tendency to do that. Wherever Bitcoin goes, everywhere else does as well. It would be awesome since Sam seems to have a relationship with Elon Musk. If he could get Elon Musk to throw a shout out to EverGrow. Yeah, exactly.
You can use your phone in order to request and come up and talk. If you use your computer, you won't be able to. That's a Twitter space thing. So we can only hear you if you are on your phone. I will bring you up. Keep your mic muted until I call on you. Ask one question, and then I will take you down so we can get through as many questions as possible. So again, we're just going to allow it to fill up a little bit here. Wait for everyone to get on that needs to get on, and then we'll get started.
Yep, looks like we're just waiting for the rest of the team to get on, and
Again, for
then this
those
will
who
kick
just
off.
joined us, we're just giving a couple minutes for people to get in here, and we're getting set up. And I'll be taking, or the team will be taking questions after they finish their announcements. When you get called up, please have your mic off until I call on you. Ask one question, and then I'll mute you and bring you down so we can get as many questions as we can in to the team. Please be respectful. I really appreciate that. I'm sure the team will too.
Yeah, my pleasure. I love
Also,
doing
if you
so.
guys have questions, if you can please make them, nothing that you would ask in the Discord or Telegram. If you need any help with any of that, with any rewards questions or technical questions, please go to our Telegram or Discord, and we have mods there that can help you out. We want to get to the more important questions for the higher ups here, for the devs and Sam, so they can answer them. Any of those questions can be answered by our mods in Telegram and Discord. Really appreciate that.
Hello everyone, this is Sam.
There he is.
I've got a bit of echo here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, okay, you, Sam. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm
All
just
right.
checking. I can see we've got Jacob and we've got you, Paul. There he is.
Yeah, Praveen also requested now.
Okay, just got him. He's added as a speaker. Right, so
All right.
how many have we got? Just give me 20 more seconds or so. I'm just going to grab some water.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. Once again, for everyone, I'll just mention again, we'll be taking questions after the team is done talking. Please come up, keep your mic muted until I call on you, ask one question, and then we'll get you down and have another question come right after that. We'll get as many as we can in. If you have any technical questions about rewards or anything that can be answered by any of the mods in Telegram or Discord, please do that. So we get some good questions up here, because we only get the devs and Sam for a limited amount of time, because we don't want to make this go on for hours and hours. So that would be awesome of you guys. Really appreciate it.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks, Paul. Sorry, I always take a few minutes. I feel like I always need about 3 or 4 more hours to try to organize for these things, because there's so many little areas that I need to prepare for. And as you may have already seen, I've been playing on Crator today. So hopefully a lot of you have seen that we've leaked some live footage of Crator. For those who don't know, that's our content creator space. We're incorporating features, live video streaming. Obviously, we showed that working. It still needs a lot of work, a lot of bug fixing, testing. Then I think we'll do a limited community release where we may sort of select, 20, 30 community members to test it first, because what we don't want to do, because we have a very decent marketing budget for Crator, and we're going to do a very big launch, and what we don't want to have is any bugs whatsoever by the time we get to launch. So patience is a virtue with that, but it's coming on. Do check our Twitter if you haven't seen it yet, because it's pretty cool to see these utilities working. Right, so let's do a quick sort of update. Talk about exchanges. So we've got loads of places lined up now where you can already buy EverGrow. So we've got Bitmart, which is very, very big. We've got ZT Global. We've got Bibox. Obviously, PancakeSwap, PooCoin, Indacoin. Simplex is coming. CoinsBit is due any day. I think the weekend got in the way of that launch. LBank is live. You can hold it on decentralized wallets, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, SafePal, Bitrise. So the list is growing very, very soon now. I think we originally said 6, and we're obviously beyond that. We are not stopping. We have a strategy when it comes to everything that we're doing at the moment. I think we can just about announce BitTrue now. They are a very big exchange. So they're one of the big boys, over 2 billion daily volume. We haven't got a date for that, but I know you guys like to know what's coming up. Simplex is paid for, moving forward. There's quite a lot of work involved with Simplex. For those who don't know, Simplex is effectively, I would say, probably the biggest crypto payment gateway in the world now. They're the ones who are incorporated onto things like Binance, Trust Wallet, etc., etc. So we have a direct deal with them. That's a major integration, and that's going to open up so many opportunities. As you know from before, what we are hoping to achieve ultimately, we think we will, is direct fiat purchase from within your wallet, say Trust Wallet or MetaMask. That's going to be huge. So that'll. Sorry, I think I cut off for a second. Can you still hear me, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
You're good now.
All right. So so just saying. So obviously, Simplex is a huge thing, but that's all moving ahead now. Audits have been done. We get people asking about audits. I think we must have been audited about 14 times now. So I know people want us to pay $100,000 or so to go with, another major audit, and we will eventually. But I'm sure you can understand that when you've gone through that many audits and they've all come back 100% zero security flaws, throwing money at an audit just for marketing is not necessarily the best way to spend the money. So obviously, when we're at a later stage, we'll certainly be happy to do more audits. Anyway, so the whole point is, we operate with a strategy. So at the moment, we're in this pretty tough bear market. Apart from maybe 1 or 2 sort of brand new launches, just about everything is down quite substantially over the last few weeks. So we felt the best thing we could do is just to keep lining up exchanges so that when the markets turn around, we are available and ready in front of as many people as possible. And we're talking now tens of millions of potential investors, potential traders, etc. We're just going to keep pushing this, and obviously we're now working. We'll talk about this a bit more today on multiple platforms and utilities. So it's all about, we'll talk about Crator in a minute. It's all about just getting everything perfected and lined up while this opportunity here. I know bear markets are tough. I know nobody wants to see the price down, but what we're doing during this time is going to create so much value in the future. So let's. We had a little bit of FUD when we launched some leaks this week. Overall, I think the Crator leak has just gone down incredibly well. We only leaked it half an hour ago. You guys seeing me chatting with Jacob and logging in and how smooth it's all working, going onto a live stream. Very, very quick, very easy. So we had some FUDers saying, oh, you guys have used a template for the marketplace and stuff like this. Have you ever been on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon? They are all identical, guys. Like, if you don't believe me, go and open up the 3 pages in 3 browsers. Every single utility basically uses a standardized user interface now. So yes, we did use templates, and of course we will. It's ridiculous to not use templates. It would be a complete waste of time for us to try to reinvent the wheel. I mean, can you imagine someone building a car with no doors, no wheels, because they're afraid someone will say, oh, you copied Ford? So with Crator, with NFT Marketplace, lending, etc., we're building platforms that effectively integrate the best features that we identified on existing platforms. We're adding features that have never been seen before. We're going to be the first to integrate crypto payments, for example, alongside fiat. What we want is people to arrive at our utility and they feel that they know what they're doing. Okay, it's so important. I can't tell you how important it is. And the people who sort of say, "Oh, this looks like something else," they literally do not understand how you launch products and how you launch tech products. One of the greatest marketing straplines I can ever remember in my life, and this was a long, long time ago, was when Apple released a new product and their strapline was, "You already know how to use it." I thought it was the most genius piece of marketing and also the most genius piece of user interface, that people can literally take a piece of technology for the first time and understand how to use it. And the reason this is so important is because if you don't understand how to use something, if you go on something that's completely unfamiliar, let's say we listen to the FUDsters and we go, oh God, we don't want Crator to look too much like another platform. We'll make it completely different. What happens then is people get confused and they leave. Okay, if you can't capture somebody very easily in the first 5-10 minutes they're using something, you lose them forever. Okay, so we are not making those mistakes, and we're not going to be influenced by FUDsters to try to possibly make us create a bad product. So we want people to be able to go on the platform, feel instantly comfortable, and then they begin to explore it and they discover the new features that we offer that no one else does. Okay, so familiar interfaces are incredibly important. You do not try to confuse people with a completely different interface. This is how you launch successful tech companies, and the ultimate end goal for us is we're going to launch a number of standalone tech companies. Am I still here?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, guys. I'm just having a bit of tech problems. My phone has a habit of telling me I'm on social media too much and then just logging me out automatically. So that's why we're doing this, and that's why every other successful tech company in the world has done this. So we're going to go on in a minute to talk about Crator. You've seen it, and also some ideas on the NFT and some other elements, and another new announcement. What I want to do quickly is talk about the Team Wallet. People keep saying to us, what's going on with the Team Wallet? It's not been touched since launch. So the Team Wallet is effectively one right at the top, holding an awful lot of tokens at the moment. And I think people are fearful that at some point the team are just going to decide to sell. So we've talked about this, and first and foremost, we are just not going to sell. We have no interest in selling our tokens. And we'll make sure you can always monitor where the team tokens are being held. But if people keep asking us how we're earning money, and it's a good question because we've always said about transparency. The transparent answer is the core team haven't taken a penny from the project yet. We haven't taken any salaries. Normally, team would just effectively have open access to marketing wallets. As you all know, our dev and marketing wallet only actually receives 1% of turnover, 1% of trading sort of taxes. Now, many projects, it's more like 3, 4, 5%. So we're already very low, and we want that marketing wallet to go to marketing. So we're all, we've all effectively run successful businesses. Jacob has a great job with a software company. I run a successful business. Praveen and Ajit, both the same good track records in business. So we haven't really there's been no critical need for us to take anything from the project. So we sat down and we thought, how can we continue with our ethos of being 100% aligned with the community? We would not be able to do that by saying, okay, how much salary are we going to take from the project every year and just set ourselves a salary? So we think we've come up with something. I'm going to cover this quickly because it's boring for everybody, but we do promise transparency. So what we're going to do is we're going to release about a third of the team wallet into individual wallets that are going to be locked again for at least another 6 months, but probably indefinitely. And we will only earn our salaries via rewards. Okay. So again, just to explain, that means we cannot earn anything unless you guys are getting your rewards. So we have to keep working really hard. So our salaries now are going to be pinned 100% to the reward system. So the tax system. So we're going to earn money just like you guys holding your bag. So we're going to effectively move some of the team coins, about a third of the total team coins, into individual wallets for the 4 team members. We're going to give you those wallet addresses. We're going to tweak them and we're going to put them where you can actually monitor them. No coins will be sold. They're going to be locked down contractually, so no coins will be sold. And we can only get paid on this project if we keep generating volume and rewards for you, because we will literally just get the BUSD rewards. So we just want to, everything we do, we want to continuously prove to you guys that we are side by side with you. If you don't make money, we don't make money. So let's move on to how we're all going to make money, because that is obviously the reason that you're invested. So Crator, as you can see, it's looking good. We can have payment systems that integrate crypto, BUSD, BNB, EverGrow Coin. We obviously, with the Simplex deal, we'll be able to integrate debit and credit card payments, and then you'll be able to basically pay with any cryptos. The creators we're going to be paying creators twice as fast, twice as often as other platforms, because we want to make it really attractive. So as you know, creators are going to pay either no fees or very, very low fees. And we're just going to use the revenue for buyback and burn. As you've seen working, if you've seen the link, we've got an integrated API for live streaming service. That's all working. Creators will be able to do all the things that they've already been able to do on other platforms, but better and with additional features. And as I said, within a week or so, we're going to start inviting select community members for beta testing. We've also we've taken your feedback on with the logo. The logo is now with a design team. We want it to be as good as it can be. So you've seen a bit of a leak from the website. We think it's looking great, but there are still a lot of things we want to improve. The final logo, we had some new ideas, which you said last time, because we had an AMA in the week not too long ago, but that's now with a design team. Okay, so that's kind of Crator updated. It's going very, very well. The same really with the NFT Marketplace. You can purchase in crypto or fiat. We'll introduce more payment options as time passes. So the person who mints, so you saw the demo in the week. We leaked a demo of how you can mint an NFT. Incredibly easy, incredibly quick. Again, we want people to just be able to land on the NFT marketplace, mint their NFT, select the currency, price, bang, it's for sale. Okay, this is all about making it easy. If you're on a website and it all looks unfamiliar and you're searching around in the dark corners trying to work out how to use it, it's done. Your business fails on the first day. This is why we do things like we do them. We don't mind feedback, but questioning things that we know we're doing right can get a little bit frustrating. So that's so the NFT marketplace is also, so everything's now moving ahead in parallel. We're going to have a royalty feature built into the NFT. So if you sell an NFT that is then later sold on at higher value, you're going to receive a royalty from that future sale price too. So that gives you future value. We're going to have things like mystery boxes which will contain a random selection of NFTs, but some of those in there could be very, very rare and valuable. This is very, very popular on Binance. And don't forget that because we're on Binance Smart Chain, it's going to be so much quicker and cheaper than the majority of marketplaces out there. Like gas fees are going to be a fraction. The speed is going to be better. This is why the Binance Smart Chain holds so many advantages. Okay, so there's an update on that. Let's talk about something we haven't really talked about much. So people know that we're looking at pay to earn games, but I don't think people quite understand how big we intend to go with that. Okay, so we are in the middle of negotiating with a major global design company who have had kind of background in Hollywood and, you know, movies, etc., to create a standalone play to earn game, and we intend for it to be absolutely amazing. Now, bear in mind that play to earn games can generate volume of 10, 20, $30 million a day if they're good, and we intend to make it very, very good. Now, remember, with EverGrow, that volume goes direct to you guys. That will be the volume that you see. So we've had quite low volume the last few days. We've had sort of 2 million volume. It's very low for our project. Can you imagine what your rewards will be like if one of our utilities is generating that level of volume? So we're going to ultimately build a suite of games, but we are going to build a beautiful, high quality game to start with. It's going to have lots of features. We're not going to talk too much about it now because I think you guys know that that's going to take a little while to develop. But as with other things, we are telling you now that we're going to do it, so we will. When the time is right, we'll provide leaks and some shots. But this is going to be the highest quality possible. I think I leaked about a week ago. Because we've had this awful market, we decided we do still run marketing every day, incidentally. It's not like we turn marketing off altogether, but we dramatically reduced our marketing. Because if you're throwing money into a bear market, a lot of it can be wasted. We have over $1 million in our marketing and development wallet. I'm telling you that again, transparency. It's not that we don't have the funds to do amazing things. It's that we are not throwing money at marketing while the crypto space is this low. So that means we have a war chest for development, for marketing. We can build better things than other projects because we have been very sensible for the last few weeks with the budget to make sure that we have enough to dive when the markets recover. When the markets go into a bull stage, we're going to be the best positioned project in the cryptoverse. We're going to have huge amount of budget. We're going to have our utilities either launched or near launch. We're going to have tens of millions of people exposed on exchanges that will be raring to buy into a rising market. This is our strategy. I mean, part of me thinks that maybe half or more of the EverGrow community, and this is no offense intended, just from what we've seen on Telegram and Twitter comments, and maybe 99% of the global crypto world don't fully understand why EverGrow is different, okay? So let's go into why EverGrow is different. I can't think of another crypto project in the world. And this, again, I'm going to say this. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me today in your questions. But I can't think of another crypto project that truly understands how to create investor value. Okay. So let's think about the sort of projects. We've got projects that are based purely on rewards. Okay, there's actually nothing viable to support fundamental value apart from rewards, and lots of them are jumping on the back of EverGrow Coin and offering BUSD. Fine, great, but there has to be something beyond that. And our plan is, months and months of utilities ahead and ways to generate that revenue. So you've got the projects that are just rewards based, and they're not really thinking beyond the rewards, and they'll come and go. Okay. And you've also got projects that maybe have built one or two applications, but those applications, if you actually look deep into it, how do they relate to generating value or rewards for the investors? Now, please, I don't want to criticize other projects. I'm just pointing this out because you've got to remember that I've been a financial analyst my whole life. And when I wanted to get into a crypto project, it took a very long time for me to find the right one. Okay, crypto is new. And I feel that on the whole, crypto investors don't understand how to attribute value to a project beyond hyper marketing. And we really want to help people. And again, I'll take responsibility for that. We need to improve our communication because people need to learn how to put two and two together. How can utilities help investors? People could have a nicer website than us. Sure, they could have easy ways to buy. They could have their own wallets or platforms. They could have social media applications. They could have all these things. But how are they helping investors, or is it just a vanity stroke marketing thing? So the difference is everything we are working on directly generates profits that are intended to use our buyback and burn feature. Okay, let's stop on that for 1 minute. So think about other projects. Where is the revenue that they're generating going to go? Are they going to just send that back in dividends to you guys holding that coin? No, they're not. But every penny of profit we generate is going to be used for buyback and burn. So that means we are going to buy EverGrow Coin, which is going to increase the price. It's going to create rewards. So let's say we did like have an amazing game, and let's say it produced $10-20 million of volume in 1 day. We would use all of that volume to buy EverGrow Coin. That would generate a huge green candle, and it would generate huge rewards for you guys. And then we would throw all of those EverGrow that we bought into the burn wallet, and they'd be gone forever. And suddenly your tokens that you're holding are all worth a bit more because they're more scarce now. So this is, and beyond that, we are hedging our bets. You know, we are not going to stop producing utilities, and we're going to create individual teams for each of these utilities. If only one of our utilities was truly successful, and it allowed us to buy millions of dollars of EverGrow Coin every week to burn, that would make us stand alone the number one crypto in the world, because we're the only people doing that with our revenue. Okay, other revenue, where's it going? You know, if projects are launching trading platforms or other utilities that generate revenue, none of them are using that revenue to give back to the investors. They're using that revenue for, who knows, operations, salaries, bonuses. We just don't know. Our infrastructure means that our contract will automatically buy back and burn the revenue. And we're building a suite of utilities. So let's say one or two aren't great. At the moment, we think they're all great, okay? But markets will decide that ultimately. We have that contingency. So what you guys have is you have a team of businessmen with established track records who have got together to run a unique, one-of-a-kind project. And I read the comments and I get so frustrated because you see the FUDsters and even like community members who just completely miss the point of EverGrow still after, 8 or 9 or 10 weeks. This project has zero to do with hype. And our success actually relies on education. You don't need to go on Twitter and go to the moon and post like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, let's burn a zero. In fact, the most useful thing that the EverGrow community could do is first and foremost, truly understand the project. And again, I certainly don't mean any offense to anyone. I will take personal responsibility for people not understanding the significance that our utilities will lead to buyback and burn. If people can grasp that one concept, they will probably want to hold this coin forever. But I don't think people do. I think people look at the price dropping and they start going, oh, what's the value? Where's this? Where's that? We are held to an incredibly high standard, I think, compared to any coin, because I could look at 100 coins and go, I don't understand where there's any value. And maybe we're a bit sensitive because we're being questioned directly every day. So look, that's the point. Really do educate yourself on the project and educate yourself on the concept that if we generate revenue, that revenue will buy EverGrow Coin, give you guys rewards through the purchase, and then remove those EverGrow from circulation. I don't know how many times I can repeat that because it's so huge. It is such a game changer. It is why we are aiming to be top 20 crypto in the world, okay? Because nobody else is doing this. So I hope I've sort of hammered that point home, and we'll keep hammering it home because we need everybody in the crypto world to understand why we are different, and to understand why nobody else is doing what we're doing, and nobody else can create the sort of value that we can create for investors to make their passive income and to see capital growth. We do believe that we are the only project in the world who understand how to create this value. And we're very early. We haven't launched any utilities yet. We know that. But we're not going to launch them until they're ready. But we will now be able to start giving you teasers, reassure you that this is real. There is real work going on. What we've done so far is amazing on every application we've got. So look, I'm really happy. I'm really positive. I think maybe I'll pass over to Jacob if he wants to say a few words. Do you want to say hi, Jacob?
Oh yeah, sure. I was on mute. Yeah. I'm not feeling a bit well right now. So I just want to say hi, and I think you covered like all the plans that we have for our products, and about the timelines, we will provide those dates in the upcoming days, so we can have like a timeline. You can stick to it and make sure that um, we are going to deliver on time and no more delays or postpones. Um, Also, I wanted to ask Sam here to uh, close the FUD with you having invested in other projects, or I don't know, maybe people talked about the bag that you might hold on Crator or something like that.
I know, it's just I find it hilarious, to be honest. I mean, especially, I'm not going to say the name of the project because I think that would be unfair, but one particular project that somebody apparently created a Reddit saying that I'd invested in, I have, I'm trying to be diplomatic here with the words wouldn't touch and barge pole. So let me just make it clear. I have zero interest in any other projects. I have constantly people sending me inboxes trying to get me to invest in other projects. I'm, in a team running what I believe is the most exciting project in the whole entire cryptoverse at the moment. The idea that I would invest into some anonymous, I don't want to say too much, but I think that those rumors were probably started by people who are either invested in that project or the dev. I say dev because I'm still not convinced that there's more than one person involved themselves. So it's just nonsense, and I think it's literally just been made up. So to reassure people, I did post this on Telegram yesterday. I have no interest in other projects. I think you guys know, like I barely get any sleep these days working on EverGrow. So yeah, rest assured, I have zero interest in investing in other projects.
Okay, and I have one more thing to say about the NFT marketplace, because a lot of people asking about what types of NFTs and what formats they can mint on the platform. We can allow any kind of NFT to be uploaded from photos, videos, GIFs, and so on, and also we may be allowed to mint like songs, like MP3s or WAVs and so on, because we want to make the NFT marketplace available for all type of artists, not just graphic designers or painters. And that's what I wanted to cover about the NFT marketplace.
Perfect, thanks, man. I just want to say, like, we're really, you guys are amazing, the community, by the way. We posted our little teaser an hour ago for Crator. If you haven't seen it, it's pinned on our Twitter. It's a sort of full working test. This was literally just me. I was on a page from the new EverGrow website, which isn't linked yet. I thought I'd give you a little teaser at the beginning. We have a little exchanges page. There is a new website being developed, coming soon. And I just zipped over to the login page of Crator, which is looking very pretty. And then I said hi to Jacob. And then I started a stream to my non-existent followers. I haven't got any yet. But the comments below are lovely. I mean, finally, people have realized that there's only, when a team have just put a really lovely teaser like that, a beautiful working platform, it seems to be quite hard. The FUDsters seems to have disappeared instantly. So every comment is incredibly positive. So thank you for that, guys. It gives us energy. It keeps us going. Ajit and his team and Praveen are working so hard. And when people just put petty little comments like, "Oh, it looks like that was from a template" or something like that, and we know that we have this beautiful working platform, and like that, there's probably 200 hours of development in it. It's nice. It's nice when we can sort of, put something like this in people's faces and go, "Hello, this is what we're actually doing, guys." Anyway, so we go back to Paul and move into some questions?
Sure. While I bring some people, I'm going to bring some people up, and please do not speak until I call on you. That'd be great. Sam, I had a question while I'm bringing people up. Just to clear up, I think Jacob did say before that the new website was going to be released either yesterday or today. Is that coming soon, or just so we can clear? I'm sure we're going to get a question on that.
Yeah, so the new website, as always, it's just the design's finished, everything's finished. There's an awful lot of text that we have to update, and also we are writing. The biggest final job is that now we're on so many different exchanges again, and the list is already, as I said before, Bitmart, ZT Global, Bivox, PancakeSwap, FuCoin, Indacoin, Simplex, Coinsbank, LBank, and then you've always got Trust Wallet, MetaMask, SafePal, Bitrise. We've got others coming soon. What we have is a how to buy button. Oh, someone's microphone is very loud there.
I got it.
So we have a how to buy button for each individual exchange because we're just trying to make it as easy as possible. And we have to basically go through the process and write all the text for that. And it's just that's slowing us down a little bit. Effectively, the new website is ready, but we just want to make it work well. We know it's going to get loads of traffic. It's just nice. It's an improvement. Yeah, we know that the project, like some of the graphics weren't great, and the quality of some of our marketing wasn't great. We admit that we're learning and improving all the time. So obviously we now, as I said, I think we are under more scrutiny and set to a higher standard than I've ever seen, which is great because I came out and said that we were going to be the highest standard project ever. I believe that. So yeah, we are set to a high standard, and now it's made us, double and treble check everything before it goes out. So new website is basically ready, but we're just doing the final text on it.
Okay. Guys, please keep your mics muted until I call on you, please. Okay, Kyle, unmute your mic.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thanks, Sam, for the updates today. I did have a few questions. I think that you're spot on with the kind of general misunderstanding of how these utilities can impact the price. Me personally, what I'm looking for is more insight into the technology behind each one of these platforms. A couple weeks ago, or actually a couple days ago, there was a tweet that went out that said that a lot of these platforms are currently in testing. So could you shed light on the technology stack that you guys have chosen to support each one of these platforms that you're developing, and why those technology stacks were chosen?
Well, I think Praveen may not even want to answer that, to be honest. That's quite a deep question to start.
Yeah, I think we can answer
Okay,
it later. I think I will have to ask Ajit, and he will answer it.
Yeah, because we have different
teams.
Platform. Exactly. We have that. There would be a very long answer there, and I think it would take a bit of work. We have different teams working on each platform. But it's a good question. But I don't think it's one we'll be able to answer today, I'm afraid.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm from marketing.
When you're selecting those technology stacks, are you guys focusing on scalability, rapid onboarding of users, speed?
Yeah, definitely. We were initially focusing on user friendliness first, but apart from that, scalability is also all of our server. After initially when we faced a lot of traffic even on EverGrow website, we learned from it we need to make the platform scalable from the start. So that's why we have used AWS and all such. Also for video streaming, we are using APIs, and instead of going for our own servers. So definitely apart from that, Ajit is handling all the tech. So I will ask him, and if you can ping me after this, I will let you know all the info.
Okay, remember guys, please keep your mics muted until I call on you. Hey John, you're next.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. I just want to say thank you to Sam and EverGrow team for helping the YouTubers, the FUD, including EverGrow Paul and Crypto Rabbit. I just have a question though in regard to the future utility, I guess, the revenue for it. So will there be plans to plan how to allocate the utility revenue, such as is it used instantly to buy back, or will it be saved for strategic uses, such as buying back and burning the tokens when it's cheap? So that's my question, to maximize price valuation.
Hey man, thanks for the question and thanks for your videos. You know, I watch them and I enjoy them, and same with all the other great YouTubers. And absolutely, we were going to support you. The fact that our project is now scaring, you know, people who obviously are starting to get a bit worried that EverGrow is getting a bit too big for its boots. For those who don't know, we don't know who was behind it, but people were investing, you know, possibly quite significant sums into down liking the videos created by independent YouTubers. You know that we have never paid these guys anything. They don't make these videos because we're sending them money. They need views, they need advert revenue, etc., etc. This is their livelihood. And when we saw what was happening, we were, you know, we will always encourage the community to go and check out good independent YouTubers covering stuff. So thanks for that. So yeah, I mean, effectively, it's going to be the tokens are going to be sent to the buyback and burn wallet and used, you know, ongoing. It's obviously going to be in stages. If we have 3 or 4 utilities working, some of those utilities may be paying daily revenue to the buyback and burn wallet. Some of them, it might be a quarterly thing, or it might be a monthly thing. It depends on how they're accounted. But effectively, as we said, if we just had one successful utility, I don't think people can quite grasp the significance of. Imagine if right now we had $2 million a day of buyback and burn, what that would be doing to the project, taking out vast supply, like making huge green candles, creating hundreds of thousands every day of additional rewards. And that is a modest number. That would be if one platform, you know, was operating well. So it's really just going to be we control the buyback and burn. So the wallet just accumulates. I mean, I think people know where the link is and things like this. We've always made it quite clear. So the buyback and burn wallet at the moment, I'm just going to open it. We never let it get too low. It's got about $820,000 in it at the moment, and again, it's a decision that's made within the team, and it's set up via the contract, and it will effectively do a series of buys over, say, 2 hours. We'll select an amount of BNB equivalent, and it will do that. So effectively, what we're hoping is that wallet will have tens of millions, and we can set it just buying all day, every day, just putting that price pressure on, generating constant rewards for everybody. Everybody's sort of the FUD about, you know, will the volume go down and all this stuff. Clearly, the volume cannot go down when we start buybacking and burning, you know, from the utilities. It can only go up from where it is. The volume is about as low as it's been at the moment. And again, that's just because the markets are going sideways and everybody's getting a bit fuddy with the price drop so sharply. Once these utilities are on board and we're sending, you know, more and more money into that buyback and burn mechanism, it's just going to create constant rewards and constant upward price pressure. That's how it's designed to be. And again, I challenge you to tell me any other project on the planet who has thought to this degree on how to create investor value.
It's a challenge right there. I remember back a month ago, we were doing a couple of days there, 30 to 35 million in volume in data and trading, and the rewards and the price were great.
Yeah, and of course, and that's where we're aiming to get back to. And just as the volumes drop and the prices drop, it's the interesting thing is the price has dropped on, as we've seen, the price has dropped on relatively low volume, which is why we're not worried about short-term price falls. Because if price falls on low volume, then it you know, not trading advice, but the reverse can happen once the positive price action resumes. But again, we're looking at a market where it's not an ideal trading environment at the moment. But as with the crypto market, always has these bearish periods. You know, one of the benchmarks is to look at the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin leads, you know, the whole market. Bitcoin has had a massive correction relative to what it is. It's $1 trillion project. When Bitcoin corrects, you know, 15-20%, That is a huge amount of money, and it drags the whole market. That is $100+ billion in value reduction for Bitcoin in the matter of a few weeks. So when that starts going the other way, it pulls the whole market up. We are poised to take advantage of that. We have our war chest, the marketing budget ready. We have our utilities, just about, some of them ready to go. And I always say that with a little bit of hesitation, because I don't want people to go when Crator, like expecting us to launch it when it's not ready and things like that. But we're going to be so well placed, which is why we're just not worried about short term. And then that volume will come back. And then imagine when we have 2 or 3 utilities live. So you've got the trading volume from a bull market, and then you have 2 or 3 utilities, hopefully pumping so much more money into buyback and burn and creating even more volume.
Oh, that'll be the next couple weeks. When Crator, when FT Place. Gary, are you there?
Hello. Yep. How you going?
Good.
That's good. The question, I saw something on Twitter today, and it was somebody had translated the white paper into Spanish, which I thought was a fantastic idea. Now, I wasn't here for the start of the AMA, so you may have already answered this question. So if I'm repeating something that has already been answered, I do apologise. However, have you got thoughts on doing bilingual white paper?
We're asked this a lot. I think probably 1 out of every 2 AMAs we've been asked this. The truth is, it's not really that necessary nowadays, if I'm being honest, to dedicate a lot of resources to multilingual white papers, websites, because Google does it for you instantly in a second. And to be honest, unless we obviously paid native translators in 150 countries to do it, the Google results will probably be what the final result is anyway. So I think it's just not it's not a priority, and it's also not needed. If I want to translate a PDF or a website, I can do it in about 2 seconds via Google, and it feels a little bit like an unnecessary resource of both our time, because it would need proofreading and a lot of time dedicated to it, and also our money. So I think for now it's not really a priority, because I do actually think that people have the ability to visit evergrowcoin.com and press the translate button in the top right hand corner, and it will translate instantly into whatever language they choose.
Okay, Crypto Chills.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Hi, hello team, awesome project. I've been reasonably early to this project. I've seen all the highs, I've seen all the lows, and I'm still here. I stick with the project. I have one thing I'd like to raise. It's kind of a little personal frustration. I'll try to turn it into a question, because the only reason I'm bringing this up is to make this project better. But in different ways, I'm in touch with a few people, mods of this community, and I've them is an obvious mistake on the website, but we're now weeks later and it still hasn't been fixed. And there's other people that notice these things, and they're like, why is nothing happening on that front? So I think if we address those small issues as a project, we stand bigger. And the one example I want to mention is that the CoinGecko logo on the website links to CoinMarketCap, actually. That's not difficult to fix. So I'm just not understanding why that hasn't been fixed. And if we do so, I believe this project becomes bigger and stronger.
It's the short answer is because we are building a new website. You are right. Like these little things should be fixed while the old website is live. But I think the truth is the new website, is taking a lot of time and a lot of work's going into it to make sure it doesn't have any of those errors. So you are right. There shouldn't be errors. There shouldn't be links going to the wrong place. And the new website, we hope, won't have any, but naturally it probably will, because these things just happen when you're putting up thousands of words of text and links and pages, then I'm sure. But I will reassure you that once the new website is live, any little errors will be fixed immediately, because obviously that's been our focus, getting the new website up and running.
Okay, Moose McIntosh.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey guys, I appreciate you taking my question. Same. I've been here since end of September. I really appreciate everything you've been doing. I just got a couple questions earlier in the week. On one of the tweets you had said that you were planning on moving some more funds to the buyback and burn. I don't know if that's something that's going to be happening anytime soon. And I've also wanted to ask if you have any creators that you've been working with for the launch that will kind of help advertise the launch and get people to the page.
Yeah, so now, sorry, I think we kind of did announce it. We had an AMA a few days ago. We did announce that we've moved more to buyback and burn now. So buyback and burn is at 2%. Well, I know a lot of people wanted it. Yeah, that was addressed on an AMA, but it wasn't a formal AMA. So apologies if we didn't sort of clarify that to the community. So that's good news. It's very good that we have that flexibility. And before the FUD, and I farmers, I've always happy to repeat this, the taxes aren't going up and the rewards aren't going down ever. The only thing we've ever done is we've switched off the marketing wallet before, so we weren't getting anything in our budget. We did that to add more liquidity. We have ample liquidity at the moment. And because we have ample liquidity, we've now been able to divert 1% that was going to liquidity to buyback and burn for a couple of weeks. And we'll just keep making these strategic decisions. So the buyback and burn wallet will help to, reduce the overall EverGrow that's in circulation. I think we've mentioned before that there's a decent tracker. Save Me Dave did one, so if you type EverGrow burn tracker in, just looking at that now, you'll see that we have, since launch, I think we've burnt, what is it? 18
trillion?
Yeah, 18 trillion, 411 billion. There are only a couple of days since launch where we haven't burned tokens. I mean, we don't need to burn them every day. But yeah, it's a continuous ongoing thing. But as I said, the most significant thing will be once these utilities are online, that burn rate will increase dramatically. And that'll be a huge benefit for everybody because it's the buyback. It's two parts. The buyback is where we go into the open market and we buy EverGrow Coin with that money that's stored in the buyback and burn wallet. That is fully taxed, 14% when we buy it. So you guys get your rewards from the purchase. Obviously, it also drives the price up as it reduces the supply. And then we burn those tokens. So it then reduces the overall circulating supply, which means you guys get more rewards. So these things are all thought out to get you more rewards. I think that the problem is we're just in a bit of a hole in the macroeconomic conditions at the moment. So we've had to sort of put up with a few weeks of, I guess it's fair to say slightly negative feelings around the community, which is sad for us because like the project is going so brilliantly well. It's incredible where we are at this stage. And it's quite remarkable that we are working on launching all these utilities. These are utilities that will directly pay rewards into your wallets directly. Okay, tell me another project who within, let's say theoretically, we have a fully live utility within a month. Somebody tell me directly another project that has launched a utility within 3 months that is used to directly pay Binance US dollar rewards to their holders, real viable income, and not just a utility that maybe took 5, 6, 7 months to launch and actually doesn't directly bring anything. So these are the comparisons you need to make when you're assessing the value of a project. You need to think on a bit of a higher level, I think, than the market has been used to having to think, because we are trying to change the way that the game works.
And his second question, I have him down. His second question was, do you have any creators lined up for the marketing, big creators that are going to come on, that you're going to use?
Yeah, there's going to be, when Crator does finally go live, first and foremost, as I said, it's going to be after a beta testing from people like yourself, Paul, and other like key members of the community. We're gonna say, look, let's just try this for a week or so. We'll have a bug report thing. This is the things like people will say. I don't think we've not had any criticism from the Crator leak because it's a beautiful functioning thing. But I know when we leaked the marketplace, there was a couple of people saying, "Oh, it was a template," and I'm like, Well, duh. Yeah, of course it's a template. Everything starts as a template. Look at Facebook, look at Twitter. They use the same template. I mean, it's quite funny, really, when you think about it. But yeah, these things. So we're gonna, we need that bug testing. What we don't want to do is, as I said, we have the budget and the resources to attract some seriously big influencers over for the launch. But the launch will be huge, guys. If you think we're not going to chuck a huge amount of money into this launch, this is very important to us. This is like our big first moment. And yes, I always give long answers to short questions. So the short answer is yes, 100%. We will be bringing some big influencers over. They will be using Crator. They'll be bringing their followers to the Crator platform as well. The thing is, if you've got an OnlyFans account and you've got a Twitter with 1 million followers, you've got nothing to lose by saying, "Hey guys, I'm going to try Crator for the next 2 weeks. Why don't you join up and see if you enjoy it, see if you enjoy the experience more." It doesn't mean you then can't, go back to Twitter or go back elsewhere. So it's a win-win for these influencers, and we'll have ways to attract them. So yeah, it's a good question, and absolutely, the launch of Crator is going to be a pretty exciting time for us.
Llama?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sam, I just got to say that you're awesome, and I remember watching your videos in your Tesla early into the project, and so I think you're awesome. My question is, as somebody who really likes XRP and is following ISO 222, one of my friends refuses to invest in EverGrow Coin because he was asking if EverGrow is ISO 222 compliant and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's compliant, but I can't imagine Sam overlooking such a detail. And so can you speak to that a little bit? Maybe like a new financial system coming on, or am I mixing two things, EverGrow Coin and ISO 222 and XRP, and they're just totally different?
I think if anyone had that attitude to investing in crypto and in altcoins, etc., then they probably wouldn't have invested any money in any project. The ISO 222 is like electronic interchange between institutions. It's a little bit ahead of where we are at this stage. Just to, if we're talking about, I can't think of a project who are using it or who would qualify for that sort of standard. So it's at this stage, I don't think it's no offense whatsoever, and thank you so much for the compliments. And I should do more of those Tesla videos. But XRP are obviously working hard for this. It's not really anything that would apply to projects like ours at this stage. I hope that makes sense. It's a pretty advanced question to be asking, and I'm sure a lot of people are probably scratching their heads not understanding what it is. But it's a standard ISO 222 for financial institutions. If we ultimately become a financial institution, then I would imagine we would have to follow that standard. But at this stage, we are a crypto project, so it's a little bit out of our scope. But thank you for the question and for the positivity as well.
Yes. Great. She's in a great Twitter space too. Great. A great person to have around. We're lucky to have her in the community. Crypto newbie.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
So just a quick thing. I just want to say thank you to the community for supporting all of us on YouTube that are getting these bot attacks for dislikes. It's definitely much appreciated. I don't know. I'm a military person, so I wasn't expecting to have a war with dislike bots when I started a YouTube channel, but that's interesting. But one of the comments I had in the chat today was more specific about the marketing plan. And I know you already kind of covered a little bit of it, Sam, but could you kind of elaborate when Crator goes live and when the NFT Marketplace is going to go live? Is there anything you can elaborate on as far as the marketing plan for that? I completely understand, not wanting to do a lot of marketing budget right now with the market the way that it is. But is there anything additional that you've got planned for that? And just as a side note, I'm definitely looking forward to Crator launching, and I'm hoping to use that as well to bring over the YouTube subscribers. And that's
Well, I think
pretty much all I had.
no, thanks for that. And again, we hope that the YouTube issues get sorted because, as I said, we truly appreciate you guys. Yeah, so I think we proved to the world that we know how to market, and I actually think that a lot of people were scratching their heads saying these guys aren't even marketing, and yet we flew past 100,000 users. The way so. What I will say is our marketing for Crator isn't going to be as subtle as our marketing for EverGrow was, but our marketing for EverGrow was incredibly successful. You can see that. You can see that by all the other projects that have launched since us that haven't achieved anywhere near what we've achieved. So we were quite subtle with the marketing for EverGrow, but we won't be subtle with the marketing for Crator. And as we said, we have a war chest set aside for that. We won't go into specifics yet because it's still going to be a little way off. We're not too worried about the timing because launching Crator as it's a standalone platform, it doesn't have to depend on the crypto market itself. So we're not going to say, oh, the market's still in the doldrums, we're not going to launch Crator. We'll launch Crator when it's ready, but there will be a build up in the marketing. There will be big influencers on board and a few other things that are quite exciting. But the thing about marketing is that we don't want to say too much because we want these things to pop up and people go, oh, wow, look what they've done. Look at that there, rather than saying, oh, in a week, you're going to see this there. So we're not going to go too much into what the marketing will be, but, it will be our most substantial investment into marketing that we've done so far. So it will be big and it will be exciting.
Hey, Sam, we're at an hour right now. Would you like to go to 90 minutes or?
Yeah, what time? I don't want to clash with SafeMoon. I don't. What time are they on today?
They're in an hour. They're about an hour.
Oh, okay.
away.
So we've got time. Yeah, because we plan to alternate, and then SafeMoon switched their week. So because we thought that's why we thought, well, if we alternate with SafeMoon, we'll never have to worry about this timing problem because I know everyone's missing the Man United game now. Against Chelsea, 1-1. I just had a look. I'm not a supporter of either of those teams, just to make it very clear. So we keep getting these clashes, and we had. We'll settle on a time. We obviously went down to every fortnight, and then SafeMoon flipped theirs back. Let's do. I'm happy to do a few more questions. Let's do another 3 or 4 questions.
Okay. Fungible planets.
Can you hear me? All right. Thank you for giving us a great investment to invest in. First off, and I also would like to say, a great job, team. And without you, we wouldn't have gotten this far. So thank you for everything you have contributed to make this project successful. I want to start off with that. The second thing is that I think it's very important because I work in the space as a product manager, technical product manager, and also a developer as well, that people understand that things have to be prioritized based on, of course, its ability to come to market and how it's going to be a bigger impact to the business. So, I know everyone want to throw those, technical questions at Sam and the team. It doesn't really seem like that type of call, but just know that in that technical space, they have to, evaluate and prioritize based on how it's going to impact us. So that's the second thing. Third thing is the actual question.
Okay.
The actual question I had is I have some NFTs that I'd like to put on the platform. And the question that, based on some of my usage on other platforms, how will you guys configure, or do you have plans to configure it where we can either get paid in EGC or if it's BUSD when we're minting? Talk about if you have any plans to configure it where we can, have some options for our payout or, how we configure it to accept certain cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, definitely. Like on the platforms will be giving an option to choose the payout, like for EGC, if they choose like because you know for transfers for EGC there's a 14% tax, so we'll be like collecting all the EGC on a whitelisted address where once we like give the payouts to the creator they won't be taxed. Apart from that, definitely like if they accept BUSD and then BNB, then we have like a small commission. And apart from that, like in the dashboard we'll be giving the options like to choose the payout method, like if they want credit card, debit card, or PayPal withdrawals, or in crypto. So definitely like we are flexible with the payment.
Yeah, perfect. So, and just to add into that, just so there's no confusion, because we like to try and make these things very, very clear. So if they're paying, if you send EverGrow Coin, if you tip or pay in EverGrow Coin, that's great for everyone because that creates volume, and we want to encourage that. But you would, obviously your transaction is taxed, and that's the whole point of it. But then when the creators get paid their fees, which we're hoping will be every 2 weeks, 1 second, they won't be taxed when they withdraw. So we want to make it as easy as possible for creators. If you pay your creator in, say, fiat currency, we'll take that commission, which I think we've set at 5%. And again, as we've said, any profits will also be used to buy EverGrow Coin and burn. So it's all going into that infrastructure. Everything that we're doing is based 100% on generating rewards and buying EverGrow Coin and then burning it every form of payment that we receive. But, you know, as Praveen said, the content creators will have their choice of how they get paid. If they want to get paid in EverGrow, if they want to get paid in BNB, etc., they can.
Okay, I'm going to take 3 more questions.
Excellent.
Hey, Sam.
Sam, a long time no speak, everyone. I'm still alive.
Are you still, Damien?
Sorry, guys.
Go ahead.
I'm still alive. I'm still recovering from my heavy concussion. I will get better. Don't worry. I suffered a heavy concussion about 4 weeks ago after my second vaccination. I passed out while walking to the seating area. I had a dead man fall. I cracked my skull on the ground, which caused me to go into a convulsing fit for 30 seconds before coming back to reality. It was the first time I've ever blacked out, let alone knocked out, and it happened in the same process. The brain, just like your teeth, doesn't heal. That's the 2 main parts in your nervous system is actually your brain, so that they don't heal naturally. It takes time, but my first few days would suffer severe nosebleeds randomly while I'm asleep, in the shower, etc. Anyway, point is I'm alive. It's all good. My daughters are happy because daddy's alive.
First and foremost, like literally, man, we hope you're doing good, and really sorry to hear that. So the whole EverGrow army is sending you good vibes to have a full recovery as quickly as possible. But we're glad that you're getting back to it.
I have spoken to people that have helped me through it, and guess what? 90% of them are EverGrow holders, brother, and I am forever in debt to EverGrow. I'm shaking right now just because of the loyalty that has been shown my way, and I'm telling you guys, this fucking dip, who gives a fucking shit? I didn't mean to swear, guys. Sorry.
Easy.
Right? It is because of people exiting, because of X reasons. It doesn't matter. The fact is, we will be back in the top 100 again. Okay, that is just a fact. It's just a matter of time. In saying that, I want to reaffirm that I will be donating on the Crator platform. In total, $10,000. I got it banked already in one of my wallets. It's untouched. I pretty much pretend I don't have it. It will be going towards crypto control and crypto newbie over the first 2 weeks of the platform being launched. I will be donating to them every second day. And I already spoken to crypto control about this. He's aware. And I also have spoken to crypto newbie. I will not donate to him on YouTube. I will wait for the Crator platform to be live, and then I will be making my transactions then.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's really great that we can show some support to these YouTubers. I think they've had a tough time, as a result of sadly being attacked because of our success. I know the price is down, but trust me, guys, this is still an incredibly successful project, and the price may be down from the highs, but it's still a hell of a lot up from the lows. So, you know, Damien, you're a good guy. You're one of us. Obviously, we look forward to Crator getting up and running and these YouTubers getting rewarded on our platform. I think that'll be a really nice sort of way to do it, is to give those guys their rewards via Crator, which is obviously so anticipated for them.
Okay, 2 more questions. Gaming things.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. One of the big things I've seen on Twitter, or Reddit mainly, is addressing a lot of the FUD when it comes to the template issues. I know you already kind of went over why it makes sense to use the templates. I get that. But there's a lot of people claiming to be developers out there that are curious why things are taking so long if 90% of the work is plug and play with templates. How would you address them?
That's because, man, it's so frustrating. They're clearly not developers. I mean, honestly, you should see my inbox. Every single person on Telegram is apparently a Hollywood-winning producer or a multimillionaire, or they're the top 5 holders of EverGrow, or they're a developer. Or I mean, there's no one just says, "Hi, Sam. You know, I'm a plumber, and I just had some ideas." Everyone who messages me is trying to convince me that they're like the biggest expert in developing software and platforms and things like that. For developers to say, from a screenshot of a NFT, let's say our NFT market, a 2-minute screenshot, to say that they know what's on the back end, just says to me that they're not a developer. They're saying that they think it's all plugins, etc., etc. It just says they're not a developer, because you can't ascertain that from a 10-second walkthrough on a website. And we've just, again, I think the FUD has been addressed by what we actually just released today with Crator. I have zero qualms with using a template that's established, you know, in the industry, because it makes so much sense. And I will reiterate: listen, guys, if Twitter, OnlyFans, Facebook, etc., are bad examples, then that's one thing. But I keep emphasizing they all use the same template. Their user interface is identical, 100% identical. In some respects, you can't even tell the difference between OnlyFans and Twitter. It's like, I don't even know if the fonts are different. So we are not reinventing the wheel. Developers would not know from a 10-second walkthrough what is the code behind, because they haven't seen us doing anything else apart from opening a page and scrolling down it. So how on earth would they know? So again, it's just fun. I'll be honest, I think a lot of it is just people trying to make themselves look smart by going, "Oh, look, I found this. It's very similar to the template they've used. Look how smart I am." But we know who the smart people are, because I've been online testing these platforms and seeing how much better they are than what's out there already at the moment, how intuitive they are, how easy to use they are. We're always going to have FUD, and I'll tell you 100%, when the crypto market starts recovering, when the price starts flying up again, suddenly all the FUDsters will have nothing to say again, and they'll go quiet. FUD only comes along when the price is dropping, and there's just really, I think we waste a lot of our energy talking about it. Most of it comes from people just trying to make themselves look smart, and all it does is actually make them look a little bit silly, because they clearly don't understand the design process. They don't understand that if you to just design an entire concept from scratch, let's try to design a social media platform from scratch without learning. Do they understand how many hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, the main social media platforms have put into testing, user experience, user feedback, to come up with these formats? These formats are now a decade of testing and improvements. We are very lucky that we can effectively stand on the shoulders of giants and use the billions of dollars they used for research and development, and basically say, well, look, we've seen what they've done. We've seen what that platform's done. Let's take their core ideas. Let's start off with a very similar user interface, and let's improve on it. We're very lucky we can do that. We would be absolute madmen if we were to say, let's create a social media platform but completely ignore what all the other successful social media platforms do consistently the same. So that's what we're going to do. We know what we're doing. People can give us constructive feedback, but I do think a lot of it is literally just people trying to build up their own egos by saying, "Oh, look, I found a template that's very similar to the one that they're using. How clever am I? I mean, yeah, I could find a template that's similar to any website on the planet or any utility. That's how you do R&D over a decade. You find things start to homogenize a little bit. So yeah, maybe we can move into a more positive week next week, and try to leave some of this stuff behind, particularly now that people have had a good look at Crator and they can see just how good that's looking and working.
And like you said, Sam, like you said, it's never already done. It's ever growing. There's going to be updating, and Jacob and Praveen and Ajit and you, the team, will be taking feedback and updating it, every, month or week, whatever it is. And then eventually, it'll ever growing. It's never going to be finished.
No, of course, like there's going to be updated versions of all of these utilities constantly, all the time. We're going to have dedicated teams on them. I mean, people were saying, oh, you left the Latin text on. Of course, we could have changed that, but we weren't interested in changing that. We don't need to add the final elements of text. We were doing it to show the guys that what it's starting to look like, what it's starting to feel like as a user experience. We had nothing to hide. We had no desire to say, oh, let's change that text there. The fact that we posted that we have loads of work to do, loads of development, loads of testing, loads of rewrites to do, and people will go, oh, look at that font there on the left, it doesn't look right. We don't need that pointing out to us. This is a beta thing. We promised that we would leak some stuff to the community. This is not finished product. This is development product. When it launches, then there's no excuses for mistakes and for errors. And that's why we're taking our time with it, because what you don't want is to launch a product that has problems. But when you're teasing and dropping little demos and things like that, this is work in process here.
All right, last question. Amit, sorry.
Amika, that's fine.
Amika.
That's fine.
Sorry
Completely
about that.
fine. Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you for the team. It's a wonderful idea, wonderful concept. I have just 3 questions. Complete faith in you, no worries. What's going on with the rug pull? Everyone's talking about that. You should at least come up with the defend yourself. I know you don't. I have complete trust in you. I know you're not worried about it, but there's a lot of rumors of the rug pull. Secondly, I am not worried about your technology platform. I understand if the wheel is already invented, you don't need to go and reinvent the wheel. So just make it, fix it. So you guys are fine, doing great job over there. And third, what is the plan for upcoming exchanges? Because buying right now, this is very difficult.
Thank you for the questions. So I don't even know what they mean by the rug pull. And to be honest, I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't seen anything on Telegram.
YouTube.
This guy. This crazy guy. Oh, man.
Yeah, I did.
It's very strange how his videos, but he had about 5 subscribers a week ago. Now he has 20,000, and his videos get 1,000 likes when they've only had 7 views and things like that.
He has personal issue with you. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Listen, this guy is like the only YouTuber saying anything bad about EverGrow. I think we should move on. There is no FUD about rug pull. There's one crazy guy who's making videos and paying for robots to like them. I think that's probably. I think we just stopped talking about him. It's one guy in the whole of YouTube. Nobody else is saying this stuff. He shouldn't be using up the time. So yeah, well, we'll just move past that. There's no comment of anything in the community. It's we have 105,000 investors. Some of them have been selling because the markets are dropping. That's not the definition of a rug pull, guys. The definition of a rug pull is when the team switch off liquidity or draw out all the tokens and nobody can sell, or they do something dastardly. And that tends to be a completely anonymous team in the first 2 weeks of the project. We're not going to rug pull on a $500 million project where we are like not sleeping and working 70 hours a week to build utilities. This guy, I don't know what he's on, but this will officially be the last time we talk about him on any EverGrow platform, because I think he's getting far too much attention. I can't remember what the rest are. We are only one question at a time, so that's that question. Paul, should we do one more question?
Sure.
Just so we're not ending on that guy again.
Sure, we can do that. All right, let me just pick random here. And there is Jonathan. I do everything at random, or you were first. So wait for him to connect. Hey, Sam, will you be able to pay people out in Bitcoin, or will they be able to pay in Bitcoin on any of these platforms while he's connecting?
Yeah, I mean, I was asking Praveen about this earlier on. Effectively, we're going to introduce, there's no limit to what we can do with payment options. You obviously have to start with pairs and with a few options. We will build them out. I was definitely saying to Praveen about ensuring that we can accept Bitcoin payments. So I suspect on the other side, it'll be possible to receive them as well. But it's not an immediate plan, but ultimately we want it to be like a full suite of cryptos and fiats available. That's the longer term vision.
Okay. Let's go old hippie or old hippie.
Hi, can you hear me? And thank you for taking my question. I am a 79-year-old old hippie who is ignorant and new to crypto just a little over a year, and I am excited by the whole platform, everything you are doing. I have total, complete faith in all of these things that you have talked about. I think it's absolutely awesome and wonderful. My question is, because I'm in the United States and because the U.S. government seems to be trying to kill crypto, is investing and being able to buy EverGrow Coin. Can you tell me what exchange that I can use as a U.S. citizen so that I can invest in your project?
I don't know where Sam went, but I can.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I thought
guys, I'm back. No, I got you. I'm sorry. Yeah, the new website will make it a lot easier to navigate your way through this. Obviously, we appreciate that going through the pancake swap option, etc., can be a little bit complex. In terms of live exchanges, the current list is Bitmart, ZT Global, Bibox, LBank. Coinsbit is going live next week. We did announce today BitTrue. You can buy with Indacoin. Simplex is coming soon. You can buy on PancakeSwap. The options are numerous, but we're trying to make it easier. And again, we're using this kind of downtime in the markets to try to push forward as quickly as possible on the exchanges. The one thing, a lot of people are saying, what about kind of top 10 exchanges? One or two of the exchanges we're on do actually have top 10 volume. Just depends on the day of the week. We're on a couple of exchanges now with more than $2 billion of daily volume. Again, there's always a strategy. We are talking to exchanges that would get people very excited. What we wanted to do, first and foremost, as you know, we went through this extensive testing process with Bitmart. They were brilliant to give us the best way to move forward with our considering our tokenomics and the challenges. Now we've very, very quickly added, these are kind of on the edge of being kind of top 10 exchanges. If they're not, they might creep in there sometimes, and then they might be at 20, depends on daily volume. So we've added a whole list of those, let's call them second tier exchanges. And then the first tier exchanges are the ones who are always in the top 10. They are the next step. Okay. So we know which ones you want. We have the size now, the volume, the reputation. What you don't do is push forward. So we made initial contact. What you don't do is push forward with the big boys, the top 5, the top 6, the top 10, until you've established yourself on smaller exchanges. So this is all part of our strategy. I think we're going to knock through maybe 2 or 3 more kind of, let's say, second tier on the borderline of first tier exchanges. And then we're going to do our best to hit the absolute pinnacle of exchanges. And we're not talking about waiting months for that, incidentally. We want that to be moving forward soon. But TrueBit is the next one, and Coinsbit. They're both very big. They'll be going live very soon. And again, this is all the strategy, is to get us lined up for when the volume and the positivity returns in general to the market. So we're just poised. So that's the exchange. I think that was also a question that I missed from a previous question as well. So look, I think we're done. So
hey,
just
Sam. Yes, Paul. Yeah. Just a quick question. Do you think, and you can choose not to answer this, do you think, because we're going to get a lot of when, and we can't give an exact date. Do you think we'll have at least one of the utilities up and running before the end of the year?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
anyone who
we're
says when,
hoping,
we can answer that.
it's interesting. I think it'll be a little bit along the lines of what happened with the exchanges. I think we'll have a utility, and then everyone will go, "Oh, great, they've got a first utility," and then I think the others will follow very quickly behind. And bear in mind, and I think, I don't know if this was missed, that we today kind of announced a serious project that we're going to fund, and that we're going to use third parties to help us develop, and that will be a beautiful game, a play to earn game, which we believe could actually justify our current market cap on its own. We are going to execute that to the highest level, and all the designers, I said, we are currently talking to an incredible design company. We're not going to release anything about that because the talks are ongoing, but their credentials are serious. They produce some really beautiful stuff that you guys would be absolutely amazed to see.
Easy on that, Sam. Come on, easy.
Yeah, I know.
Don't spoil them. Come on.
I know. I'm not going to say too much.
I'm so excited, man.
Spoil it.
So Jacob is leading. Jacob is leading this stuff. Like, Jacob's been quite quiet because he's been a bit under the weather, but Jacob is leading this stuff, and he's sent us some stuff on our little team WhatsApp, which is pretty awesome. But you guys are going to have to be patient for that. That's going to take a little while, but as always, when we've got stuff we can share, we'll share it, just little teasers. What we don't do is the kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge teasers where we don't share anything and you just have to completely guess what we're doing. So we're telling you now that it's going to be this beautiful game. So you've got the gist of actually what it is and how it's going to generate. It's going to be obviously a play to earn game, so it will generate volume through people, I'm not allowed to say. Jacob will cut my microphone off if I start saying too much. I'm quite excited about the stuff that Jacob sent us over the last few days. So that's kind of our announcement for today. We brushed over it because there was such a lot to say in the intro that we have something else. We've got Crator, we've got NFT Marketplace, we've got NFT lending. We have our sort of basic game suite. But now we're going to step up, and we're going to outsource that, and it's going to be amazing. But you're going to have to be a little bit patient with that one. So I think we'll call it a day. In summary, it's believe it or not, even with the price action being down, it's been an incredible couple of weeks in terms of how the project's moving forward. I mean, since we had our last AMA, we have listed on half a dozen big exchanges, and we've moved forward so far in the development. We've dropped leaks, etc. Again, I will challenge anybody to show me a project that is generating utilities that are specifically designed to give investors effectively returns, dividends, we'll call them, if you want to go into investing world. So that's what we're doing, guys, and we're not going to stop. We will just be able. You've got to remember, we are creating an entire, infrastructure, an entire universe around this project with utilities, games, social media, creative platform, etc. But it's all standalone. What we're not going to make the mistake of is calling everything, EverGrow Creators Platform, EverGrow this, EverGrow that. We're basically going to just make these standalone things because we don't want to put people off using them if they're not yet in EverGrow, or they might be a holder of another coin. I'm not going to use Crator because I don't want to support EverGrow. So it's all going to be subtle. We could be generating millions of dollars for buyback and burn for people who are invested in other projects, and they have no idea that revenue is going to boost EverGrow. So they'll all have to dive into EverGrow sooner or later. So that's all the big master plan. And it really feels like after the last couple of weeks that it's really starting to come together now. So we're excited about it. So thanks so much to everybody who's listening in. I suspect a lot of you are going to tune in to Safe Moon Sunday, and let's see what the football results are. For those who aren't tuning into that, still 1-1. Full time. That's good. Points dropped for both of those. That's my little football commentary for the day. Anyway, guys, take care. Thanks so much. Thanks, Paul, as always, for helping host. Thank you, Jacob and Praveen, and take care, everybody. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Well, that's it for the AMA today. Hopefully everybody got good information about what they've got planned. I like the Crator interface. I'm definitely excited to see what that's going to look like and how it's going to work. I don't usually use OnlyFans for anything, so I'm not familiar with that particular system. I am more familiar with, obviously, the YouTube system, and I'm definitely going to be trying to launch on that system once it's there for the Crator. I don't know exactly what to expect with that, but I do plan on branching over to that. So hopefully I can expose everybody that subscribes to this channel now and in the future to Crator that way. And I like the system, so it should be interesting to see what that's going to look like. But something's going to launch before the end of the year. It's not entirely clear if it's going to be the marketplace or if it's going to be Crator, but something sounds like it's going to be launching here pretty soon. And as always, I'll try to do these live streams every week. So the next one should be in 2 weeks. I was kind of hoping that they were going to try to alternate with SafeMoon because I do like to cover SafeMoon. Today, I think I'm going to try to cover 2 more live streams. So I've got Lunar at in about 30 minutes. So I'll be setting up for that one. And then I'm also going to try to do SafeMoon. If I can't get both of them up and running, I think I can, but I might get a little bit of buffering with the SafeMoon one. So we'll see how that works. I'm going to try to use my hotspot on my phone for one of them. So that's coming up here in the next half an hour or so. As always, shoot your comments to me, in the description of the videos here if you've got any questions or things that pop up. And I did get the email about some of the stuff that was being talked about earlier in the live chat here. So I'll take a look at that and then try to get a video together for it if there's anything to it, or at least try to get some good answers to the issues that are raised there. I don't jump into BSC scan as much on projects that have been around for a while, but I didn't see anything in there early on. So, but I will take a look at that email. I do get emails like that. It's like the guy that's constantly pushing out YouTube FUD for EverGrow Coin based off the white paper not being hundreds of pages and all this stuff that supposedly is evidence that this is a rug pull. And if you shoot me emails like that, I will try to get back to you on the answers to those concerns. What I would caution is just try to use a little bit of common sense for some of the FUD that's out there. Like I said, who cares if the white paper is 100 pages? And which project has a 100-page white paper? And if it was 100 pages, would you really read it? So take everything that you're seeing on channels like that are constantly calling things rug pulls or scams with a grain of salt. Do your own research. There are a lot of rug pulls out there. There are a lot of scams out there, so it's not like it's not possible that some of the things that he calls rug pulls and scams are rug pulls and scams. I mean, if you call 100 projects rug pulls and scams, you're bound to be right on at least one. And I think he's had some projects that he's been right on, and he's been wrong on a lot. And the criteria that he uses would not work for some of the projects that he does think are good and legit projects. So I don't completely understand his channel, and I try not to go look at his channel to give him more views because it's mostly not worth watching. But there are a lot of good content creators out there that offer constructive feedback on the projects they're looking at. Crypto Dreams, Crypto Newbie, those are both good. He's one channel that does both those projects. His content is awesome. John does some pretty good stuff out there. So there's a lot of good content creators out there. Try to find ones that aren't necessarily going to say that it's a rug pull or a scam, but are going to tell you the risks associated with the projects you're looking into, because it's about risks. Nobody can guarantee a project is a rug pull or a scam unless there's something glaringly obvious in the code of the project. And most times they don't start off like that. So it's more about managing your risk when you're looking at those projects. So that's all I've got for today. And again, I'll be setting up for some more live streams here in the next couple minutes. So feel free to jump in on those if you're curious about Lunar, or if you are already involved in Lunar or SafeMoon. Those are the two I'm trying to get set up for. And I think that's it for today. Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.